The LS craze may be huge, but here at Holley, we haven't forgot about you small block and big block Chevy diehards out there. Holley's mid-mount accessory drive is now available for your big block or small block Chevy engine. Our revolutionary mid-mount design does what no other accessory drive has done before. It eliminates any and all brackets. That way you can show off your engine instead of the accessories. The kit comes with full color instructions to walk you through every step of the install. But let's face it, if you actually read the instructions, what would you need me for? So let's go over here and I'll show you just how it's done. Once you've got your box open and you've laid out all the parts that come with the kit, one of the first things you'll notice is this water pump. It shares design cues with the C7 Corvette. The innovative design provides flexibility for engine swaps with the optional side-mounted and top-mounted heater ports. The thermostat bypass and heater ports are recessed in the manifold, so if you don't need them, you don't have to see them. And O-rings provide a leak-free seal to the engine. The Holley designed alternator is another innovative device. It utilizes square wire 6-phase technology, just like the C7 Vettes do. You'll also find a Type 2 power steering pump with baffled reservoir, as well as a reliable and compact SD7 AC compressor to keep you cool while you're cruising. All the pumps use OE drive ratios for optimal performance. The mid-mount system comes with everything you'll need to complete the install. Even the pulleys, belt, and hardware is included. You'll find an AC line adapter, heater hose adapters, power steering to Dash 6A and hardline, alternator harness, and pulley covers are included in some kits. Kits are available in natural and black finish to complement any engine combo. Begin by removing the original crank bolt as well as any washers. Install the new crank pulley to your OE dampener on the engine. If your engine utilizes a crank trigger, the backside of our pulley has more than enough material to remove at least 3/8 of an inch. This allows you to compensate for the addition of a crank trigger wheel. Any qualified machinist should be able to do this job for you. Some late model big block Chevy dampeners may use a smaller locating hole, which requires some machining to the locating boss on the supplied pulley. We made sure there was enough material on the supplied pulley so that any machinist can reduce the diameter and make it fit. Secure them using the 3 bolts included in the kit and torque them to 25 foot-pounds. Next, install the new crank bolt and washer included in your kit. In some cases, the thread pitch of your dampener may not match the bolts that are included in the kit, so you may have to purchase some bolts separately depending on your application. Now grab the water pump housing and depending on your application, determine whether or not you're going to utilize the bypass or thermostat housing ports. If you need a thermostat bypass, select and install the appropriate MPT adapters into one of the ports found on the back of your pump. For the heater return hose, you have the option of using the port found on the side of the pump, or you can use either of the unused ports found on the back. Any unused ports need to be plugged with an MPT plug. Be sure to apply sealant to all the adapters and plugs and install them finger tight, then tighten another 2 to 3 complete revolutions. Now we can install the water pump and gasket to the pump housing. Line up the pump gasket, making sure that the gasket aligns with the dowel pin and all mounting holes. Then do the same with the water pump. Rotate the pump pulley to gain access to all the bolt holes and install the M6 button head bolts. They should be torqued to 85 inch-pounds. Next, install the O-rings included in the kit into the dovetail grooves found on the back of the water pump housing. Applying a little O-ring lube will help you get them down into the groove without cutting or nicking them. On most small blocks, you'll also need to install this small O-ring. If the water pump sealing surface on your engine block is rough or uneven, you may have to use a pair of gaskets along with some silicone to get them to seal up. Double check that the sealing surfaces are clean and that the O-rings are still in place before you install the pump housing to the engine block. A combination of different lengths as well as style of bolts are used to hold the housing on the engine block, so make sure and follow the instructions. Install the Holley alternator using the 2 M10x80 button head bolts and torque them to 36 foot-pounds when you're done. The alternator includes this connector and pigtail that needs to be connected to a 12-volt switch source in order to enable charging. If your setup doesn't include a power steering pump, you can skip this next section and move on to the AC compressor install. Some assembly is required though before we can mount our power steering pump. Install the -6 adapter line to the pump using the included banjo bolt. A crush washer needs to be installed on both sides of the adapter to prevent leaks. Install the banjo bolt hand tight, then install the M8x20 bolt before final torquing both bolts to the recommended specs. Our next step is to install the pulley onto the power steering pump shaft. To do this, you'll need to buy or rent a pulley installation and removal tool from your local auto parts store. Make sure your pulley has the groove to the outside. That way you can pull it off if you ever need to. Then you need to square the pulley up with the pump shaft and thread the installation tool into the threads that are located inside of the shaft on the pump housing. Thread the installation tool into the shaft as far as you can hand tight. Run the pressure bearing tight against the pulley, then slowly tighten using appropriate wrenches, making sure that the pulley is installed evenly onto the shaft. Continue this until the pulley hub is flush with the end of the pump shaft. With the pulley now installed, we can install the pump into the housing. Slide the pump into the housing from the side and align the holes in the housing with the holes in the pump. The mounting holes are slotted to accommodate multiple reservoir options. Install the 3 M8x30 flange bolts and rotate the pump counterclockwise until you have about an 1/8 inch gap between the reservoir and the alternator. Then torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. In some applications, the power steering pump reservoir may interfere with vehicle components. If this is your case, you may have to use a remote reservoir. Holley's power steering pump, part number 198-100, is well suited for applications that require remote reservoirs. Let's switch sides now and we can concentrate on our AC compressor. You'll need to preload one of the M8x95 flange head bolts into the inner mounting tab on the compressor from the back side, but don't tighten them yet. Slide the compressor into place, positioning the bolt in the slotted cutout that's found in the pump housing. Line up and install the second M8x95 bolt from the rear of the compressor. Use the slot in the ear to help you clear the valve cover. Tighten and torque both bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Next, we need to remove the compressor cover plate and install our adapter manifold along with the hardware that's included in the kit. Be sure and have a rag handy though, just in case any of the compressor oil would spill out. Make sure that the O-ring stays seated in the grooves found in the compressor before you install the adapter manifold. Torque the adapter manifold bolts to 18 foot-pounds. One of the last steps we'll need to do is to install our belt tensioner. Use an M8 flat washer as well as an M8x70 button head bolt to mount the tensioner. Torque the bolt to 18 foot-pounds when you're finished. Use the diagram found in the instructions to route the belt that's included in your kit. There may be multiple options, so make sure that yours matches your kit. Use a 1/2 inch ratchet or breaker bar to move the tensioner away from the water pump as you install the belt. Then slowly apply tension to the belt by releasing pressure on your wrench, making sure that the belt is completely seated in all the grooves. If your accessory drive kit includes the pulley covers, install the AC compressor and the belt tensioner kit with the supplied hardware. The alternator cover uses an O-ring installed in the groove found in the back side of the cover. Install the O-ring and press the cover firmly into the alternator pulley, making sure that it's fully seated. Before you start your engine, make sure that all the plumbing and electrical is complete, you've topped off all the fluids, and that the belt is seated properly in all the pulleys and routed correctly. Then you can start your engine and let it run for a little bit while you check for leaks. Now you have the best of both worlds, a modern look on a classic engine. Well, I hope I did a good job, and you don't have to go digging through the trash to find those instructions you threw away. But just in case, if you have any questions or you want to see any of our other great automotive products, visit our website at holley.com.